Hey, everybody.
Howdy.
Good to see everyone. Hey,
hello.
Look,
there he is. There's a GPCC winner right there.
Hey, hello and welcome to another episode of Carvers and Creators, a weekly demonstration and discussion with sculptors, carvers, and multi-talented artists from around the world. If you're a fan of the show and you like what we do, make sure to give us a like and a follow on the platform you're watching us on, and let us know in the comments where you're watching us from. Let's meet the artist, because we have a lot of them tonight. We're going to start off with, she is a world-renowned pumpkin carver, author, and a world record holder. The pumpkin artist herself, Brandy Davis.
Hi. Big applause. There she is. By the way, these are some of my favorite sculpts you've done.
I had to, and you know, it's tough. You got to choose just a couple. Like, I can't load every single sculpt sheet. I love her.
I love the graphic. It's all fancy with the smoke and stuff in the background. I love it.
Oh, it's fancy. Oh, yeah.
Love it, actually.
Thank you.
Well, thank you.
Our next artist he is a creature creator, a monster maker, a foam fabricator, and an all-around fun guy, the foam fabber himself, Ted Haines.
There he is.
Thank you very much. Thank you.
Hey, Ted. Good to have you back.
It's good to be back.
It's always great to have Ted on. Next, he is an artist and sculptor from Tucson, Arizona, and the man driving the bus tonight, Mr. Matt Harper.
Hi, guys. Happy GPCC reveal day or whatever that is.
The GPC, it should be a national holiday. Do I have to go to work tomorrow?
I'm going to take it off.
That'd be sweet. Well, my name is Paul Dever. I'm in the graphic over there with Matt. I'm an artist and sculptor from Boston, Massachusetts. Our guest tonight is a sculptor and the 2023 champion of the Great Pumpkin Carving Contest. It's Drew Smith, everybody. Woo! Hey, Drew.
Hey.
So great.
Good to have you. It was a great sculpt. Tough competition this year, boy.
Yeah.
It was a dogfight.
Man, there was so much. I've seen some in there.
Yeah, we're going to go through a bunch of them too, and we're going to give some recognition because I think there were a lot of great entries, and we're not going to have time to get to them all, and I apologize for that because, well, it is Drew's time as well, right? We got to give Drew some love tonight for the heck of a job he did. But before we get into this week's show, what we like to do is touch on last week's show. So last week's challenge was an expired aquatic character.
Wait, expired?
Yes, correct. Expired, as in no longer alive.
Okay.
It's just like a new way to say dead, Brandy. I mean, I'm running out of words.
Also, it's covered. Okay, got it. Sorry. Got it.
So this is Ted, who had it done 30 seconds after we aired the episode. New record. Fantastic. I love this. I can't believe you did it while, I mean, we were having a great conversation too. You multitasking like crazy.
And he made it into a pumpkin, which is even
it's got the Jason Momoa vibe.
Mm-hmm. I sketch a lot faster than I carve a pumpkin. So,
gosh, Ted, do I follow you on Instagram? Because I know we talked about this before, but I didn't ask about you. I'm going to right now. This is amazing.
Shame on
I mean, who isn't following
me? Seriously. Wait. Okay, is it off the foam fab, or do you post things like drawings and stuff, or just?
I do. I post my drawings, and it is the least favorite thing I post are my drawings.
What? Oh my gosh. Okay, well,
people love to see that stuff.
If this is your least favorite, I want to see what your most favorite is. This is awesome. Oh my gosh.
Brandy,
okay,
you got to set aside.
Follow you.
You got to set aside like an hour to go through.
Yeah,
Ted's stuff.
it's taking down rabbit holes.
Oh my god,
it's amazing.
Yeah, Ted, I love it. Great job.
Thanks.
Fantastic.
Yeah, I hope I got enough of Jason Momoa coming through there.
Oh yeah, you got the dark eyes. Yeah.
I love it. I love that you went for Jason Momoa too. You like went straight to Aquaman when you heard aquatic. So, see, I love how the different brains work. Like everybody's brain went somewhere different.
Right.
Yeah. Speaking of that, here's my contribution, I guess you could say. I was thinking of like Davy Jones' Locker, that guy washed up on the beach, something like that.
It's very good.
Yeah, I love it. You're smooth.
Shadow over Innsmouth.
Yeah.
I
love like the. I don't know how you get like the. I just love the smoothness of it. It's just like I want to touch it. Cool.
And I ended up spraying. If you can see a little bit on the desk, I was spraying it with water, so it looked like he was, still drowning or just gotten out of the water.
Oh,
expired.
yeah.
I believe that's dressing the set.
Oh, there we go. But this one was really cool, and I have another one kind of like it, but it has like these crazy stripes on it, and so but the stripes, as you can see, kind of carry into the meat, so it makes it even look even creepier. So
yeah, it's awesome. The veining, yeah, it looks
kind
great.
of a free paint job there,
exactly. Right? Yeah, because it's always one color, and at least gives you two. And here, Paula, this one's yours. I am blown away. This is awesome.
Yeah,
I love
that one.
Well, yeah. I mean, I wanted to I was going to take it to the supermarket and see if they would let me put it in the fish chest, so I could have had a little thing that's like the catch of the day, just like a beheaded.
Totally.
That is sick, man.
That is awesome.
It is so good. The whole top of the head, I don't know what it is. My eyes are drawn to it. It's just like it's clean. I don't know if that's the right word. It's just like so. Anyway, very well done.
It's kind of hard to see. I tried to get that crocodile skin look to it, but
was this done in like the one show, or did you work on this after too?
Yeah. Oh, I always end up having to work on them after. You know how it is. We only have an hour here, so usually I'll let it go for the night. I'll wrap it and then I can kind of sleep on what the concept was, because sometimes you thrust into the middle and then it's like, all right, I'm either going in the right direction or I'm not. And then the next day or two is when I'll sit down and finish it.
Yeah, no, it's awesome. Like even like Matt was saying, all the little like details. Oh yeah, this is beautiful.
Yeah, thanks.
The thing I appreciate, I love the eyes. I mean, just the sculpt of the eyes. They're just very gently closed.
Yeah,
it's true. Very expired. It's not squinty. It's not, there's no tension there. It's just very kind of sleepy, expired look to it.
Exactly. It's day old milk or day old bread expired, not like
exactly
been sitting in the woods for a while expired.
Yeah.
Like freshly. Like you could still get away with selling his head.
Exactly.
But so that's last week's carve, and what we're going to do tonight is we're going to have to introduce you to the fourth, and tonight I would say possibly the fifth member of Carvers and Creators.
I like it.
Responsible for our carving challenge. It's the wheel, aka the center spinner, and I am going to tell you a little bit more about it right now. Look at that fancy wheel. All right, Drew, you know the routine. We're going to get into that. Drew is a loyal subject when it comes to taking the challenge, so I will make the introduction of it very sweet for people that are just tuning in for the first time. So the first choice will be the character. The second choice will be the emotion or attribute we need to apply. So our choices tonight are Thryclops.
Oh,
I think I made that up.
Yeah, so try.
Yeah, three, right? Thry.
Yeah. Right, okay. There.
Wish. So Thryclops, old, guest choice, so have one ready. Undead, fantasy animal, female, demon, baby, hillbilly, and we have aquatic on the wheel still, but if it lands on there, we'll do a respin. Second
please
spin
get the baby.
What is it?
I said, please get the baby. I want to see you carve a baby.
I know.
No, don't even put that out there in the world.
I feel like we only put the ones on the wheel anymore that we don't want, so that we have to, like you were saying, push a little.
Force you to do it.
Everything can't be like your favorite subject. So yeah, I dig landing on a baby, as long as it's either exhausted, expired, crazy, cocky, excited, furious, sad, flustered, or confused.
Let's find out.
I'd be happy with that. Okay, so here we go.
Not a baby. Not a baby.
First spin.
Baby.
Undead. Oh, I want a baby.
The undead. Okay.
Wait.
Awfully close to expired.
Just a little bit more.
What's the difference
between expired and undead?
Weak.
That means back to being alive.
Weak.
Come on, don't make it difficult. I don't know. Well, undead
lends itself
to like ghouls and zombies and things of that nature, right?
Sure.
We had to apply an attribute to an aquatic character, whereas this will be obviously some sort of zombified thing, but now the emotion is going to be different. So this is going to be the most blank undead character. Cocky.
A cocky.
Cocky zombie.
Okay.
Why do we do this again? I forget.
That's fun.
Oh boy. Well, so while everybody is having their inspiration marathons going on in their brain right now. We're going to give you about 5 minutes to get your tools together. And at this point in the show, we like to go around the horn and see what everyone's carving oil is tonight. If you don't know what the carving oil is, it's your beverage of choice. We like to have a celebratory toast before we carve. And we also like to loosen up the joints, make the oil move. So, you know what? I'll go first tonight.
Why not? Hey, have some fun.
It is getting towards the end of carving season, but I just can't get enough of Shipyard's Pumpkinhead. It's a classic. If it focuses, there it is.
Yeah, there you go.
Nice.
Yeah, it's a local favorite.
Very good.
Matthew?
I'm enjoying another of these just because I have some left, but they're too easy.
Oh, the Jack and Cokes?
It's like a one can wonder. It's like I don't have to mix anything.
Wow.
Two ingredients,
What a cheater.
into one can.
It's like one step. You couldn't take one extra step.
It's too easy. Makes it too easy.
You're right. Yeah, right. Who do I kid? I can't even get off the truck.
I kid you. How about Ted? What do you have?
As far as everybody knows, I'm drinking tea.
Oh.
Safe in my book.
Ooh.
The mystery.
All
Mystery
That's a rough glass of tea right there.
All right.
All right.
Drew, what do you got?
Diet Zero Dr. Pepper, strawberries and cream.
Whoa.
I gotta try that one. I haven't
That's too
tried
many
strawberry
ingredients.
cream yet.
I didn't know Dr. Pepper had anything other than Dr. Pepper.
Well,
The doctor,
now
I gotta
the
get
doctor's
out.
got it all.
I got to get out more.
absolutely.
Oh, man. Brandy?
I am drinking. So these are like a recent addition to my life. So this is actually Health Aid kombucha, but it's passion fruit and tangerine. Went to Costco one day and the free samples. I'm like, sure. Anyway, the passion fruit one, so good. So anyway, yeah, I've had a few of these since then.
So is there alcohol in kombucha? I don't even know. Is that?
No. It sounds like there would be.
It looks like
There
a
could
medicine
be.
bottle. I mean, it looks like it's something.
Just like there could be alcohol in tea.
Oh,
Oh, well, and that tea.
and that's a Long Island ice.
The Long Island iced tea.
So I think some do have like a big, not big, okay, a little alcohol content, but I don't see on here. I'd have to read it to you. But I wasn't prepared for this conversation today. So,
Well,
right.
I guess you don't have to drink all the time. Just Paul and I do. I think that's the only thing.
And that's just so we don't shake.
Yeah.
Yeah, they're not alcoholic. My wife makes her own kombucha, so
Oh, okay. Wow.
No,
she
this
calls
is
it healthy
probiotic.
soda.
Sure. I'll go with that.
I love it. All right,
Yeah,
we'll do a
Bubbly
cheers.
probiotic tea.
A big
There
toast.
you go. Everybody's gut health.
Clink. There we go.
All right. So,
Smooth.
Drew, there was stiff competition this year. And what we'd like to do is quickly acknowledge everybody else that was your competition. And we're going to run through a bunch of photos, starting with yours, obviously. And we had such a fun and frustrating time, nerve-wracking time trying to deliberate over all the top entries. And man, oh man, if this one didn't come out on top in so many different categories. Originality being the first one. I've never seen that biomechanical. What did you call it? What was it called?
Kaiju.
Biopsy, yeah. Kaiju biopsy.
Kaiju. That's what it was.
Drew, tell us what a kaiju is. I don't even know.
It's an alien like from the Godzilla movie, come up out of the ocean.
Oh, okay.
They're kind of like bio-engineered from the ocean floor. Come up through.
Okay.
And how big was this pumpkin?
Let's see, probably 70 pounds.
Oh,
Wow.
it's a good tall one for 70 pounds.
And-
So that was standing up, right? You didn't turn it on its side or anything, right?
No, that's standing up right there, yeah.
That's a thick one too. It looks like you get way in the nooks and crannies too, really well.
Yeah.
So what was the idea behind it? Like,
So-
did you just start carving, or did you have a whole game plan?
Kaiju biopsy, Paul.
Yeah, I know that, but guess what? I name things when I'm done too. So then I go, hey, look what this looks like.
And then I started using pieces of that, and then I started thinking Prometheus at the same time, and somehow it just conjured into that.
Okay.
Yeah. Just struck gold with that one. I mean, look at all. I mean, that's all the way around the back for the most part, just to get the right flow to the. Would you call them tubes? I would call them tubes.
Yeah, tubes.
Yeah. I don't even know the right verbiage, man. I feel like I'm out of my league.
Biomechanical breathing device, perhaps. I don't know.
Thank you. Thank you.
So Drew, I see a bunch of pumpkins in the background too. Where were you when you carved this, and how long did it take you? Those are like my two. Well, those were mysteries for me. I wanted to know.
Yeah.
I was in Hamilton operation, and this one took about 6.
Breaking up. Your audio's breaking up a little bit, Drew.
So we got Operation Pumpkin.
Right. Okay. So it took 6.5 to 7 hours to complete this.
Wow. All right. Yeah, but that seems about right for the amount of detail that's in there.
All those pumpkins back there, we had to carve 80 Big Macs, which I like a. We had to carve. They weighed from 80 to 100 pounds, and we had to carve 80 of those within 4 days.
Wow.
That is amazing.
So they must have been pissed when you spent 7 hours on one. Because that doesn't work into the math at all.
That was my 10th pumpkin I did. Right there. And Daniel Miller, Anthony Pater, Ryan, William Wilson, Shannon G. I don't know how to correctly. Lisa was there.
Yeah.
And Chris Jackson and Dave Smith and Fee, I think it is. Yeah. Though there was a bunch there.
So Drew, I recently talked to Tater Edwards because he saw when we announced the winner on Halloween. He was so excited that you won, and he actually said, "Hey, I was there when Drew carved this thing." And he's like, "Let me tell you, like the mind on this guy is insane." He meant that in the best way, obviously. And he's like, he was standing there watching you carve, and he was just in awe, like that this came out of your mind, and then like the way you were carving it, and that you were just so into it, and the speed you did it, and everything about it. He had nothing but amazing things to say. And I was like, dang it, I wish I was there, because I mean, for that to come out of your mind, like for me as a carver, I would need a reference to do something like that, because of all the little intricate like tubes and the webbing around like I guess it would be a face, but like around that area, just all that stuff. I feel like my brain couldn't quite compute that in my head, so I need a reference. But to hear how you the process of it for you, it's just like, oh, like I was like, oh, we definitely picked the right person. So that's really amazing that you can pull something like that off.
So I like a lot of style, but also like to do undercuts and then to depth, and like up towards, I guess you could say, the head portion of it. There's a lot of undercuts, and there's probably about an inch back to where you can see the shadows, where it's just like overlapping flesh.
Yeah.
Love doing that stuff.
That is amazing. So I will say one like kind of minor thing we had a debate on, because we just couldn't. Like, I think what we really loved about this piece too is that it's like you look at it and you kind of almost don't know what you're looking at. It's just like, but you can't stop looking at it because it's so amazing. There's so many details and little things, like always something new popping out at you. But so like in the I guess middle-ish, like where an eyeball would be, is that technically an eye, or is that another tube? And then like, is that a mouth down below? Like, what's the structure of this, like that what we're looking at here?
Yeah, thank you.
I think like where the mouth, where those would be on, a skull, but it's like elongated outward.
Okay.
And you like the flesh and other organic material behind it. And then where the eye is, it's kind of like a mechanical tube that's coming from the inside of the brain and outward and looking around.
Got it. Okay.
Yeah, Brandy, you're spot on. I spent a lot of time when we were doing the deliberations. Man, there were so many good ones. We're going to talk about them, but this one, I kept going back. What is that? Wait, what is that? I did the same thing you're talking about, just going back and back and like just kind of messing with my mind, just all these different little intricacies. But anyway, fantastic job doing. We're going to talk about and show everyone some more of your sculpts as well. But I think it'd probably be good to. I think we've got some other things to show here, Paul. Some
yeah. Let's run through some of the entries that came through. Like this is Jimmy Bill, who won last year. Really cool design. Love it. Another one with a lot of flow this year, a lot of twisting and flowing from some sculpts.
Yeah, and wait till you see, we got so many cool entries. I mean, this one is so unique. And I think that was what blew us away about Drew's, is how incredibly unique it was, because we hadn't seen it. No one had seen it before. So this one equally insanely unique as well. Really, really cool.
Yeah, a whole bunch of them. John Davis had a bunch of entries.
Yeah,
John Davis, he keeps getting better and better. We're going to show you a few here, but these giant faces, I know he does some of these in Chicago, but every one of them is just so expressive.
Yep. That he did in New York with Lenny.
Oh, that's right. Yeah, that was a great one.
Yep.
Yeah, I think he won a little mini contest they had there in New York with that one.
Yeah.
And then that one, it looks like he's about to say something. I don't know about you, but you just want to go pinch his cheek. Come here, buddy. All of these absolutely fantastic.
That dude's like the king of wrinkle.
Yeah, John's amazing.
Yeah,
it's just fabulous. I'm always blown away by you guys that really carve pumpkins. I mean, it's just so organic and just I feel like I could pinch the cheeks. Totally. It's soft. The wrinkles under the eyes and the mouth, everything. Yeah, and it's so expressive. And that's the same thing
John's
with
got a great eye for
everybody's. As much as I've tried to carve pumpkins with you guys, it just, it's not the tool, it's the person. I mean, you can buy all the same tools you guys are using, and I know it's repetition as well, but it's just beautiful stuff that everybody's cranking out.
Thank you.
Thanks, Ted. Yeah, and Scott Nation, you got a bunch of
the Balrog.
He was right there.
Yeah, this one perplexed me, right? We spent so much time looking at this one because it's counterintuitive to what you think a pumpkin sculpt would be, because it looks like it's inside, but the pumpkin surface is round on the outside, so it's just weird. It's just really, really well done. Hides so many of the lines that were, Anyway, really cool. Looks like a huge pumpkin too.
I love that one.
Yeah, this one's beautiful.
Yeah, he had a couple of good entries actually. Scott did a great job.
Do you guys know the story behind this one as far as like the horns? How is that done? Is it blacked out? Is the rest of the pumpkin blacked out, or
those
add-on?
I mean, if you think of it in the form, it's literally cut out of like basically the front 3/4 of a pumpkin, right? If you fill in the voids, minus the jaw. If you get rid of the jaw and maybe the front 2 teeth, I'm not sure if the teeth are glued in or not, but I would think that the jar is obviously a secondary piece, and then the rest of it is just one piece.
Okay.
It's just great use of material.
And see, Ted, to your point. I mean, when you get confused and look at it, wait, how is that a pumpkin?
Exactly.
Yeah. Then all of a sudden, it really is intriguing. So this was a really, really tough one, right along the same lines as Drew's.
And Matt, when we judged this one, did you say there? I mean, if I remember correctly, wasn't there a side view of this one as well? Because we were really trying to debate whether that jaw piece was an add-on or if it was part of that whole pumpkin. And from the front, I'm like, it could potentially be done in like a forced perspective way, which would have been. I mean, still, I don't know for sure, but yeah. So, what did we say about the side profile? Was it pretty apparent that it was like a separate piece?
Yeah, it's coming down from the middle.
It's forced perspective, big time. But yeah, you're right. He has a bunch of progress shots or side pictures of it as well. So I challenge anybody to go and look at it because it's really cool looking. From the front on, it certainly looks like it's a big wide open mouth. I think from the side you can see that it's a little bit more of a flatter piece, but it's still good.
It was a good one. He's got other good ones too.
Unanimous favorite for sure.
Yeah, he had a few that were just incredible. This one was crazy good. I mean, like the smoothness of this bat.
Oh, it's
just crazy good.
I love the ears on it.
Yeah, ears and the wings. Wings are a little hidden, but you can see that he's got them in the back there. It's really cool. And then this one was also a favorite.
Yeah.
They're great.
Something pretty unique. I don't think I've ever seen those kind of curls, and it looks like he's got hair. It's wild, really wild.
Yeah, and then we had.
And I think, and this was another big one, huh? Paul, I think you remember talking about this one.
Yeah, it was good. That's your buddy that you were just out there carving with, right, Drew?
That I told him, like, I need more of this. I love this one. It's from a game, I believe. But
is that right?
Doom or something?
You get the depth, and then how he like the tusk coming out.
That's
your mouth like the. I kept asking him, "How'd you do that? How'd you do that? How'd you do that? How'd you do that?"
Yeah.
He tried to explain it to me. I'm just. All right, I'm gonna try again. Try.
That thing is ultra thick.
Gums and everything is just incredible. Just so organic looking.
Yeah, super thick.
You killed that one.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Now
This was a really
idea
cool
I put in there from Pumpkin Sound Studios. You started a whole niche with this style, I think, from the moment that you did that original witch on OP there. So, right?
Are you talking to me?
Yeah. I never saw anybody doing this and setting scenes inside pumpkins until just a couple of years ago when you started doing it.
I actually do. I remember, it was a while back though, but I actually wasn't thinking about it during OP. But today I was browsing around Sue Beatrice's stuff, because Sue Beatrice came out with some amazing stuff as always. But her and Andy Gertler. And if you remember, again, this was years ago, but she did it was kind of like a play on like inside, but a little bit on the outside too. It was a really great multi-dimensional piece, but it was like a tornado scene. And I don't know if it was from The Wizard of Oz. Yeah. And so I remember seeing that. And so it kind of reminds me of these. And then I did that other hanging bat recently. So I'm like, I like to play around with depth too. But this one was really like on my radar a little bit because of I love just the different use of the depth of the pumpkin. Just anything like, every time I think like, oh, you can't do anything else with 3D pumpkins, it just every year is just you're coming out with new stuff, and I'm like, ooh, what's next for next year? So this is kind of setting off more ideas already for me. So this is a great one. I really like this one.
Yeah, super cool. Like a great imagination to come up with. I'm going to go the opposite way of the exterior.
Yeah, and he had another one there that was really. He had a bunch of entries. I gotta get one of these boards, right? So I don't have to type anything. It's just everybody knows who carved it.
Yeah.
Yeah, he had a bunch of
I thought he did a fantastic job. There's how many entries? There's a ton, but these were great. A lot of them were just incredibly, and I think every year they get better.
Now, I got to ask the judging process, like when you guys are really looking at these and scrutinizing, what are you specifically looking for? What are you looking at? Like, is it depth or just how are you judging? Because there's so many just really great sculptures.
Yeah. That
they're just using shape so well. There's not a lot of add-ons. There's a few with add-ons, but is that part of the judging as well, the adding on, or?
Who wants to go first?
Yeah. You know what? I'll put my hand up first. I think what the three of us really love to see is kind of the traditional. When I say traditional, like not painted, not I mean the 3D sculpted face or head, and then something unique and new. Because a lot of folks to get practice will look online and see other things. You can tell that that's kind of an homage to this person or that person. So we like the ones that are like out of the gate. I mean, think of Drew's, right? Just completely unique and fresh. And Jim's last year, which was a kind of a pumpkin, a dinosaur bursting through a pumpkin, which is really cool. But just the that's I think the initial criteria. But then we also look at I mean, there's probably half a dozen things, but I think some of the things that really keep coming back to the three of us is uniqueness, and then just the cleanliness and I don't know, maybe I'm stumbling over my words, but cleanliness of it, the finished piece, I guess is the right thing, right?
Brandy, originality, man.
Originality, that's what I'm thinking. Thank you.
it all boils down to originality. There's a lot of great sculpts. If it exists already, then you had reference. You know what I mean? So if there's something that, like, when we saw Drew's, it was like, I've never seen anybody even attempt this on a pumpkin. I've never seen it in my brain at all, ever. And
that's one of the things I liked about Drew's so far, looking at all the pumpkins, is that you used, from what I can tell, at least 3/4 of the pumpkin going around, if not all of it, all the way around. And then you're, you know, the negative space that you were creating too, like really carving into and around, like you said, you know, you like to do the undercuts and using that negative space where, you know, something like this is beautiful. I know what that is right away. It's I Dream of Jeannie, you know, but
that's great.
The complexity of what you had done, Drew, is like, you know, really going in and carving away and utilizing the negative space.
Yeah.
You know, is really remarkable.
Yeah. And for me as an artist too, like, you know, as far as judging this, I mean, gosh, I would say maybe all three of us have been carving pumpkins for either close to a decade or over a decade. And if I find myself looking at one of these pumpkins and thinking, oh my gosh, how did they do that? Or how did they make that piece? Or is that, you know, if I find myself asking questions about how they did it, or even thinking like, wow, I don't even know if I could do something like that, especially not straight out of my brain, then that, for me, that's like speaks like volumes. Because again, like with the combined amount of years we have as judges, like with the experience of carving, if someone's making us say like, wow, how'd they do that? That's a big thing we have to consider too. So I think again, Drew's work was right up there. Like I was like, we could not stop staring at it. We just kept looking at it and going back and forth, and we kept coming back to it. And we just would stare at it for, I don't know, way too long sometimes. But it was fun to just you know, really ask ourselves those questions. And I think, Drew, yours was, even now when it was up there, I still cannot stop staring at it every time they bring up the picture.
Seriously. Yeah. That's what it boiled down to. We couldn't take our eyes away from it, because in all our experience of carving, none of us have ever attempted something along the lines of that. So I think that's where, like you said, why could I even attempt to, like, I don't even think I could hold my attention span for that long. So kudos, Drew, because I'd be like, shit, I lost it. Where's that tube going? What did I have a plan? Was that we're going to cross over the other one? You know what? I'm just going to turn it into a dog.
Yeah.
Bigger to me than even being on Halloween Wars. It means like so much more than being on that show.
Wow.
Oh, thank
Come
you.
on.
Stop it.
Stop it.
Win something, I was over the moon, man. Still am.
Oh, that's great. Well,
That's awesome.
dude, you earned it. You earned it. So don't. Yeah, we're really happy to have picked you. But at the same time, you earned every bit of it. The thing I like about this one in particular is that the movement you see in it, and you think about, okay, that's just a pumpkin, but that's where I really struggle with this type of relief where it tricks the eye, right, Ted? I mean, like, you look at these kind of things, you can see what you see, but if you turn it to the side even a couple inches, it all of a sudden becomes something else. I struggle with that big time. That's tough to do.
I have a hard enough time just carving a pumpkin.
Oh my gosh, this one.
Yes, well, this part of it, we're getting to the end, and then we're gonna roll into Drew's dynamite work here. Is Joey Edwards and a couple of other amazing etchers that they always get in, and we always feel bad because of our experience, we judge and we gravitate towards the sculpted pumpkins, but Joey doesn't do real pumpkins often, and that's a real pumpkin.
That is beautiful. Like, I want to buy this one, and this is one, like, I carve and I know that pumpkins are gonna rot and do their thing, and I don't usually get attached to my work. This one though, like, and again, I've seen a lot of pumpkin carvings, but like, and again, I don't do etched pumpkins at all. So I really, really admire people that do this, because even though it does take hours and hours and hours to do 3D sculpting, I don't know why, but I look at this and I'm thinking like, oh, I don't even know if I'd have the patience to do that. But it's so freaking beautiful. This speaks to like my vibe here. I love the content of the piece, and then the shading and everything about it. Like, that one's just gorgeous.
Yeah, it's too pretty to rot. Put it that way. It's got to just.
Yeah. But he did get a phenomenal picture of it here. That's gorgeous.
Yeah, he photographs them well. So for you, any of you watching at home that don't know, Brandy, on top of being an amazing 3D sculptor, is I dare say a better painter.
Oh,
well, at the smallest scale that I need glasses, and I don't wear glasses to look at some of the stuff that she does in great detail. It's unbelievable. So go down the rabbit hole of Brandy, please. It's just so.
Check out her. Just say one word, Paul. Feathers. Check out the feathers.
Just say feathers. Feathers and pumpkins. That's amazing. 2 words. But no.
Shocking. Yeah, in Frazzle Stash, he was another big fan of the show.
Yes.
He does incredible stuff. Every year gets better and better. This one, I'm like, how is that even on a pumpkin? I mean, how is that even? It's so precise. So clean, pumpkins are pretty darn imprecise.
They're kind of round.
Yeah, and lumpy. Anyways, it's really wild how good he's gotten.
Yes.
This one was awesome too.
Really this is a good one. That gets a mention in there too. There was some great etchings. I think maybe next year we'll have to talk about it in the off season, but maybe we'll have to have a secondary category for just the etchers. I think they've earned it.
I totally agree. There's too many good ones.
Can I ask? I actually have never asked you guys. This goes for anybody. Have you guys ever done an etched pumpkin?
Yeah.
You have.
Not to that extent, no. But
well, I was gonna say, like, you know how it has the gradation there, and I would imagine it's very different, and I think that's what's hard for me to kind of wrap my head around is like the where the highlights are. You have to actually carve deeper, so it's almost like a reverse, like a negative image. Does that make sense?
Yes, it's exactly what it is. I think they all work with them lit first too, like in a dark room. I know that's how Mark and Chris do it.
And then, so Matt, have you carved one that's like anything like it?
I have. I've never done the ones. I've done the outside for like people's logos and stuff like that, but I've never done where you light the inside. So I guess I can't say I've done an etched one like these guys do, to that extent where you light from the inside. But I've just been in awe of them because I just feel like I can't even compete because there's the ones who are like when you look at Joey Edwards stuff and you look at Frazzle Stash, like and the Maniacs and those they're so good. I'm like, I'm not even gonna try.
Oh God. Oh my God.
Yeah,
I give up.
That's the attitude.
Don't listen to Matt.
For all your kids wanting to get into this at home, just give up.
Don't do it. Somebody already perfected it. Don't worry about it.
That's awesome. But now, without further ado, now that we've gone through and you see the competition that Drew was up against and he arose above it and won it, you were also on Halloween Wars this year. So you, my friend, are having one hell of a season.
Heck yeah.
It's been crazy. For sure.
Tell us about your experience on the show. We don't have to get into all the details. Because I was on it years ago, different scenario, because I think it was out of LA. I think you're out of Salt Lake or something. That really doesn't matter as much as how was your experience on it? Did you enjoy yourself?
I mean, it was fun. It was very fast paced. I was probably only really nervous when the judging was happening, but that's anybody. But a blast out there. I had a blast out there. It was super fun. I had great teammates. We got along great. Our ideas came together very well. I mean, we went home fourth, but that's
awesome.
Yeah,
I home first, which we did, but we came back, which was great. That was breathtaking.
And Drew, what season were you on? Or when did this air? Did it air just this past year?
Yeah, this season.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Awesome. What season are they on?
670.
Sounds about right.
Yeah.
13, yeah.
13.
Oh,
okay.
13. Lucky 13. All right. Well, that's awesome.
For the next season, I think they may have aired September.
Oh. Okay, cool.
Yeah, it's
Wait,
not
one
early,
of those pumpkins?
Huh?
Wait, what was the
one
question?
of those pumpkins?
What?
This one of Drew's. Yeah. The next
yes.
one.
No, these are all.
I was
Thank
like,
you.
oh, okay. No, that's
Let me
awesome.
So, yeah, we're going to show a bunch of Drew's pumpkins.
These are all Drew's going forward.
Yeah.
Love
yeah,
it. Love it.
I leapt forward, just like the clock had to or whatever the other day or yesterday.
I'm so screwed up from it.
Yeah. But the one thing that we've been blessed with is like, Drew's one of those followers of the Carvers Creator Show that takes the challenge all the time.
Yes.
Now, you'll probably see a couple in here, but then he also goes off on these tangents and does these wild, Drew inspired masterpieces as well. Big giant blue Hubbard, which are really fun to carve.
Plenty of kaiju biopsies going on.
Yeah,
there,
lots of kaiju biopsies in here.
I
love some of these add-ons. You guys are going to see some of the add-ons he does that are really cool, like this top knot and some of the guts and stuff like that. You'll see he gets creative.
That mouth is dynamite.
Yeah, that's really cool.
That's a butternut too, right? So
that's pumpkin.
That's a pumpkin?
Oh, nice.
Even better. Yeah, that's
the
a
shape of it then. Shoot.
Now let's quiz you. Oh, you turned it on its side?
Oh, yeah. That's a pumpkin on its side.
Holy shit. I can't do that. Like, oh, look at that.
Wow.
You fooled me.
Okay.
Very nice. Now, can you remember them? Can you remember the prompts? Because I always forget the prompts.
Yeah.
I forget them in the middle of doing them.
Yeah, I already forgot ours when we're doing now.
Yeah. That was...
Oh, I don't. That's another one. Go back there for a second, because that's an example of not tubes, but there's a lot of interlocking and rolling shapes, like a lot of stuff folding over each other.
Yeah, and the webbing in the eye. Yep.
Yeah. Almost like look like Freddy Krueger-esque, like he's got the burnt skin or something going on there. Really cool.
If I look at a see it, then I kind of get like where I want to start from, and then I stop looking at my reference and just stop thinking and just carve.
Yeah,
that's it. Just go.
It's a good place to start, but then you don't let it fit. You don't finish it. I like that. And I do the same thing.
That's the best.
You do a lot of. I am really good with the button today. You do a lot of stuff in clay, and I know you do the Vecna and some really cool stuff too. What is this all like monster clay, Drew?
It's monster clay.
Okay, and what's the scale of this thing?
It's I would say it's life size, or at least the head part.
Wow.
Or for life size.
I love this thing. I love like the textures on it, and it's just a beautiful piece. It's like, and it's oddly like symmetrical. And I say oddly because it's just like you could literally probably clone one side and flip it, and it'll just be like it. Yeah, and that's not super easy to do in itself. It's it's just a beautiful piece.
That's like my worst in it.
Yeah, this was a really cool looking one.
I know which one this is, because this is was this Insane Werewolf?
Yes, it was.
Look at that. See that?
Look at that.
Paul's got a bean on him. He remembers.
You're so good, Paul.
I'll forget every other one, Ted. It's like
I love this one.
Teacher.
Yeah,
this is a good one you did with William.
William, yeah. And
badass. Yeah, tell me about this one. I want to know because that's a lot of pieces.
So he let me take reins on the idea and concept. So we went with zombie. And I think he called it like self-love because he's eating his own guts.
Oh, that's disgusting.
And then all the pumpkins that we used for this piece were all by one farm. They just donated. Didn't cost a penny.
Cool.
I gotta find a farm that'll do that for me.
Yeah.
Well, this year we carved a piece. They didn't pay us anything, but we were obligated really to do it because they were so nice and like donating pumpkins for us. So it's like
very cool.
Into a farm that has like pumpkins that are over 200 pounds, and there's more than like 20 of them. There was like 60 in a matter of 2 acres.
Oh my gosh.
On the vine, I was like, we had this truck. I'm like, the truck's not big enough. And we didn't have a trailer either. So
we're going to need a bigger boat.
Yeah. But you were welcome to, you just could help yourself to them, huh? Wow.
That's really cool.
was towards the end of the season, and the farmer told us he just like rolls them off a hill, watches them explode. So he just like, here, you can take whatever you want.
Wow. Very cool.
I love this one. Was this one from
Yeah.
last month or was it a while back?
That was a while back, that one.
Yeah.
This
What
one's
about
awesome. This was one of my favorites of yours, Drew.
Thank you. That's
Yeah,
a Kershaw Wash. I don't know how to pronounce it correctly, but yeah.
That's awesome. I love like the eyes on this one, and just, I don't know. There's nothing I don't like about this one. It's just beautiful. Like
Yeah.
I don't know. And is
It
this
looks like
all
every
one?
part of it sculpted too, right? Brandy,
Yes.
like even the yeah, you went crazy. The entire thing looks very sculpted.
I don't know what that's.
Yeah.
And this is just one. That was that one solid piece.
Yes, it is.
That's awesome. Oh, yeah, that was
must have
cool.
a good kick to it.
There's a big boy.
Yeah, you like doing the big boys at the big shows.
Yeah, that one was Hamilton last year.
Hamilton's the spot for the giant pumpkins. Now, do you prefer to do the giant pumpkins? It kind of seems like you do, but you jump right in on the smaller stuff too.
You can create more of a scene, I guess you can say, with a bigger pumpkin, but a lot of it can be relief, and I don't really like to venture down that realm. More like a rounded 3D pushback.
Mm-hmm.
I knew I liked you.
I almost went all that
That's
stuff.
how I am.
Wait, I had a question about the other one. Hey,
Yeah.
so on that giant one here, did you have a team on that one, or is that just you that did that?
That was just me. That was
How long did that one take you?
It was around 7.5, 8 hours.
Oh, that's impressive. Wow.
Yeah.
I got to tell you
Same
how
on
much
the
I
other one.
appreciate the talent, the sculpture, that goes into the sculpting, but just the from a pure I don't know, kind of a giddy, like what happens to this afterwards? Where does it go? How does it, it's just like take it onto a field and blow it up, or do we roll it down a hill? Or I mean, like, once you do
Feed or whatever.
Compost.
Just
compost
pigs.
Yeah.
Now, I'm sure with those though, they must harvest the seeds and stuff. I know that those guys are real sticklers for their product.
Yeah.
Which is crazy because once you rip into them, the seeds everywhere. So how many seeds do you actually need?
Right.
I will say, Ted, one time when we carved a really big one down in California, the best thing happened to it, and it was lifted by like this 2-story tall forklift and literally just dropped as a kind of a fun little video,
Sure.
which I fully support because they're gonna rot anyways. Might as well do something fun with them. So
do something
But
fun
that
with
one
it.
was
That's
a
what I
fun
was
one to
thinking. It's like, it's just, you've got to have fun with it. It's gonna waste away.
Put a piece of
Yeah.
dynamite in it, blow it up.
That's it. Yeah. If you drag it out to a field and blow it up.
It's a good one too, Andrew. This one's real smooth.
So
Yeah.
Drew, how long have you been carving? Just in general?
Since 2018, I think. And
Oh, okay. Wow. That's so cool.
You're getting the hang of it.
Yeah. Yeah, he's figuring it out.
Yeah.
Kids on Halloween Wars. He's just winning the GPCC. No big deal.
Yeah.
Just another day in the life of Drew.
from this show, because you guys would carve every week, and then I would try to carve along with you, and then that kind of really kept me going and carving all throughout the year.
Oh, nice. Well, I'm glad we could help because that was the whole
partially. Yeah.
Yeah, that was the whole thing. And Matt and I have a problem when it comes to carving, and we have to carve. So
yeah,
just nice to see other people have the same problem. Ted has the same problem.
Yeah, you got to create something. And if you're not creating something, you kind of start getting. I become a kind of a jerk. Maybe that's right. Yep. So I gotta stave off the jerk. somehow.
I've become a jerk. Matt Harper has never been a jerk in his life.
I try.
How dare you talk about your own self like that?
Oh,
Another one
I
with the
love
good
this
add-ons.
one.
yeah,
Yeah.
this one's cool. Talk about the add-ons are beautiful, and then the beard on this thing is cool as hell too.
Yes.
Really good.
That was from last year. I think that was one of the, or year before, one of the entries for the competition.
Oh yeah,
Mhm.
yeah. This was badass.
It's a good one. Yeah. And I don't know. I look at these and I can't believe. So you said 2018 is when you started carving?
Yes.
I seriously thought you've been carving for so much longer because sometimes it does take a while to get the hang of it. And even then, like every day, like I think Paul and Matt can agree, like we're still learning, or actually really anybody who's in the art industry, you're still learning. Like every time you're getting your hands on something, it's like a never ending process. But yeah, I don't know. I guess I would look at something like this and never think, oh, that guy's only been carving for 5 years. Like that's impressive. So
Right, but you
that's
missed the
really
part,
cool.
Brandy, where he said basically we taught him everything he knew because, he watches the show. So,
Ah, okay. I'll raise up for that.
there might be something to do with it. No, he's killing it. He's killing it.
Oh, for sure.
There's a lot from the show.
I'm sorry. I'm sorry. Could you say that?
Yeah,
Say that again. Thank you, buddy. We appreciate it.
Yeah,
This
Awesome,
one's a great
awesome.
one too.
yeah. This is. Yeah, you clearly are getting the memo when it comes to like just like diving in with both feet. That's jumping in. It's just kind of getting really uncomfortable when you have the wheel spin and give you something goofy like this. So I totally get that, and it seems like you're driving.
Clowns are just a pain because they're not monotone.
That's fabulous.
Yeah,
There's so much color to them, and you got to kind of sell it that it's a clown without actually having to paint it.
So, and Drew, are these all like butternuts, or what are these that are coming up here?
The last two were butternuts, and this one is as well.
yeah, butternut. And I like what you did with the skin on this one, making it hair is brilliant.
I think it was like a witch or something, or a hag, or
Yeah, something like that.
Was it a naughty witch?
Something like that. But I remember,
Brandy,
I love the
Brandy, you
use of
think
this.
I'm kidding, but that was the prompt.
I think it
No,
was.
really? Okay. No. Well, I wasn't thinking like mind in the gutter naughty. I'm talking about like I don't know. You think like a naughty tree, but I was thinking like, oh, I can kind of see that, but then I don't know.
Right.
Never mind.
That would have been
Well,
that would have been a good play on that actually.
yeah, we should do that
Like
next
all
time.
tree bark and stuff.
Naughty or naughty?
With a
See,
K.
exactly. There's a little nuance there.
Yes. Yes.
There's us the Cyclops. I know we've had several Cyclops.
Cyclopean.
Nailed this one.
Yeah.
And
Good one.
then this crazy
This
thing,
one.
an entry
this
from
thing.
a year or two ago also.
This is
Really
along
cool.
the lines of this is his realm.
Yeah,
This
this
is where he reigns supreme.
So cool.
and it was something outer space. I think it was.
Yeah, it was definitely creature from outer space. I just forget what the we've had alien so many times in creature. Like I love the mouth.
Yeah, that's
the-
so nuts. It looks disgusting. That's how you know it's good.
It's look at I mean it's Brandy
I
said
can
it
hear him
earlier. Like
whistling.
you're good at symmetry.
Yeah, you are.
Really good at symmetry. I get lost sometimes doing that, but that's a beauty. That's a
Well,
really,
guys,
really
I
good
hate
one.
to say it, but we are closing
Oh my
in
God.
on the episode, and I think it's worthwhile taking one last look at Drew's sculpt.
Prize
And
winner?
of course, Carved Cravings is where you can find Drew. Anywhere else, Drew, we can see all your cool stuff.
I would say just Facebook and then Instagram.
Instagram. Okay. Well, another big round of applause. You crushed it, and it was really cool to see you at work as well, and take a look at what you've done. Just keep doing it, man. And we're certainly glad you're a fan of our show, but at the same time,
We're a
you're
fan of you.
clearly on new plane, my friend. You're killing it. You're doing great work.
Appreciate it.
I don't know, Paul. Do you want to show what we're working on, or should you just skip that for now and just get back to it later?
Do it. Only because you asked me the question. So I know you. Hey, Ted, do you want to show it? Do you have it in a frame yet? Is it that far done?
Oh,
this-
yeah. I'm sorry. I've got it on the 3D printer already. I've been,
So we
This
will
is
see
how
by next week.
all I've done on mine is just
Oh, look at
basically
that.
started blocking, very, very minimal at this point. So I got a million miles to go. But Ted, let's see yours.
So undead and cocky. So I'm going to zombify it a little bit. And obviously it's going to be a pumpkin. And again, I'm working 2-dimensional here. I'm drawing. And cocky, I'm getting a Ron Burgundy there.
Oh, nice.
So it's going to be a cocky undead Ron Burgundy.
That is
Oh,
awesome.
I love it.
I'm kind of a big deal.
That is so great.
That's awesome. Drew, what do you got?
Now, Paul, I think you already
I'm already
shoved
queued
your
out.
camera, so
Oh,
I don't know. Oh,
You know
okay,
me,
you're
I
about
don't
as
get
far as I am.
I get the blocking. I'm just blocking. He's not even cocky yet. He doesn't even have a mouth. So
Okay.
it's so round. There is no plump zombies. It's driving me crazy. So I'm probably gonna have to really
Hack
hack
away.
away at this thing. And
Yeah.
we'll see. There's a finish line somewhere in this rat
All right,
race.
Drew, do you have something you can show us?
It's just
Take a look. He's getting started too. Oh crap! Sorry, Drew. I hit the wrong button.
There
you
it
go. Okay, yeah.
Yeah.
Early
Yeah, blocking
blocking.
it.
I like it.
You can't rush the block.
Can't rush the block. I love it.
You and
rush the
Paul are
block.
on the same page with the little chiseled in and
By
the orbital
cheekbones.
bones. Yep.
Yep.
That's right.
Gotta
That's right.
gotta find the cheekbones, Brandy. Right.
Exactly.
Find that
Oh,
cheek-
yeah.
Well, this is where you can find us every week, and we get people like Ted joining us, and of course our partner in crime, Brandy. Thank you for another amazing year
Thank you.
of the GPCC. We look forward to another wonderful one next year, and another hard man. Judging is tough. I don't know how you do it, but
I'm gonna sub it out to Ted next year.
yeah, I think
Okay.
Ted's gonna have to do all our judging next year.
It's getting harder and harder every year because there's like better and better stuff coming out. I'm like, ugh, yeah. Next year's gonna be crazy.
Yeah,
Awesome.
well, that's good, right? Everybody's up in their competition level. Their skill levels going up every year. You get new entries every year from different people, and the cast of amazing characters that love this crazy little niche that we have are getting better and better every year. So it's great to see. Keep the pumpkin carving community alive and well.
Absolutely.
Indeed.
Well,
So
from
fun.
myself
Go ahead,
and
Matt.
Paul,
I'll let you sign it out, sir.
Well, I mean, it's. You know what? I'm going to hand it back to you, Paul. You're actually really good at this. Let's do the
Can't
sign off.
pass it back to me after I gave it to you.
All right, I'll take it. Thank you for joining us tonight. Thank you, Drew, for all your amazing sculpts and for winning this year. Way to go, Brandy. We can't thank you enough for helping us with the judging and the entire actually GPCC itself.
Thank you guys.
Of course, Ted Foam Faber. We'll see you next week as well, my friend, or soon. Put it that way.
Yeah, soon.
And of course, you can now talk about yourself, Paul.
Oh, so all right. So goodbye to everybody but me, I guess. So
All right, and goodbye to you too.
No,
Until
well,
next week.
how about we end it on this? Thank you for joining us on another episode of Carvers and Creators. And guess what?
You're
We'll
better.
see you next week. Matt will be here too.
All right, you're better. I told you. That's why I stepped back to you. All right.
Everybody.
Good
Good
night,
night, everybody.
Congrats,
Thank
Drew.
you.